Hi Aquarius, and welcome to your reading from the 15th to the end of July. So I already did the 1st to the 15th. So we're going to have a look at these 2 weeks. What I'm going to do today is I'm going to pull just 6 cards, okay? Plus I pulled a Lenormand. So a Lenormand is the dice. This is a card about taking risks and taking chances. So I'm not sure how that's going to play out for you. The dice tends to show up for me as quite a positive card. So just deciding maybe to cut something and to take a risk at something. It could be a relationship, it could be a job, it could be some sort of almost a risky decision, but I don't know if such a thing exists. Maybe it does exist but being an Aquarian, it's about trusting your guidance. So there might be some guidance coming through about some sort of choice that has to be made. I'm intrigued. So let's find out. So I'm intrigued now what it's about. I actually know what it's about in my life. But let's see. Sometimes the dice is about taking a chance on someone. Anyhow, so I'm going to pull 6 cards. There'll be the gift, the challenge, how other people's energies are showing up for you, the essential issue, and how this 2-week phase is going to end. And I'll be back doing the August readings. Yeah, sorry, I'm just miles away. The reason I'm doing it this way is time. It's not, my plan was to do a fuller spread, but the demands are very high for readings at the moment. I think that's what it's about. A lot of people are seeking guidance about decisions that have to be made, and yous are a priority, Aquarius. I do mean it, but I have to sort of juggle that all out. So 6 cards for Aquarius, please. Now tell me what this dice is about, this taking risks, this taking chances. So behind you is 9 of Wands, boundaries, and boundaries. It can represent not taking a chance. Let me find out. The gift is the 5 of Wands, head and heart. The 5 of Wands is about heat, okay? So when we get the 5 of Wands, this always means we're at the what's that word? Tend to be about having a really big victory. But when we're the 5 of Wands, our head and heart is going in separate directions maybe, and maybe it's about this dice. The challenge is the Hanging Man. So let me look. Decisions, Aquarius. Other people's energy is a 10 of Cups. Now that's a very nice card for other people around us, because no matter how hard we try, Aquarius, other people's energies affect us. Now some might call that codependency, and to a certain extent it is, but we get affected by the other people around us. The 10 of Cups is other people's energy, means there's a lot of joy coming. Other people in your life are having emotional satisfaction, emotional connection. I'll find out more. And the 4 of Wands is essential issue. What's interesting is you haven't got the 6 of Wands. So the 6 of Wands is the card that comes after the 5, which is triumph, which means you face that black hole, which tends to be a big decision that needs to be made. It means that you faced it and overcame it, and then you move out of the shadows into the triumph. What you do have is a Two of Pentacles, which is often a decision to let go of something. That's maybe what the dice is, because the Two of Pentacles is almost identical to the dice. Anyhow, I'm going to start right at the beginning. Complex reading. Only one major arcana, the Hanging Man, which is a challenge, which means you're dealing with the events of everyday life. When there's loads of major arcanas, it tends to be some huge epiphanies and life lessons. Your only life lesson is the Hanging Man, which is about that surrendering control, letting go. It's quite often one of these life lessons that most people don't like having, but it's generally believed that the highest prayer we can ever say is "Thy will be done, Thy will be done," which is the Hanging Man. I think the dice is that Two of Pentacles. But anyhow, behind you is a Nine of Wands. So Nine of Wands is a card of boundaries. There's no such thing as a negative and positive card, because sometimes a Nine of Wands is trying to protect what we've already built. So, you know, he's protecting these Eight of Wands. But for some of you, this protection might be a little bit of a struggle with that Five of Wands. So, I mean, I could see these cards very often would show up. Maybe someone wants to leave a relationship or a job, but there's that push and pull about, well, if I do, will I be able to protect what's mine? And that's where the challenge would be the Hanging Man. So, example, someone wants to leave a marriage, but they need to jump off a cliff, is a classic example of how these cards would show up. And the challenge is believing that you're safe, believing that there's a protective force. Now, Aquarius, and I can really clearly say this being an Aquarius, if there's one sign that's going to have a certain amount of protection around it, it's going to be Aquarius, because we are the sign that's meant to be stepping forward. So I'm going to pull a card. What's the Nine of Wands and the Five of Wands about? The Queen of Wands. So this could be a person. So the Five of Wands is the gift. When it's the gift, there's something really, really cooking within you, Aquarius. And when it's the Queen of Wands, for some of you, this is definitely a person that you're very, very attracted to. Or it could be about your own sense of destiny and life force and passion. And the dice is about, do I take risks? Do I protect what I've already got? This is going to be the dilemma for a lot of people over the next few years. Do I break free and take a risk? Or do I stay put? So for some of you, this is definitely a financial matter with that Two of Pentacles. For some of you, it could be about a relationship. And there's sort of a dilemma about having boundaries. Because the Five of Wands is quite an uncomfortable energy. Now, I like it when it shows up in a reading, because I know there's a change on its way. Can you clarify the Five of Wands, please? I've just got a feeling this is about growing into your own self with the Queen of Wands and taking a risk with the Fool, because the Fool's this brand new start. Everything's a blank canvas with the Fool. And that's already what I'm picking up in your reading. There's a dilemma between, might be security and stability versus freedom and taking risks. Because the Fool has no story. He goes forward Queen of Wands in the Fool card is having the confidence to birth new destinies, to birth new pathways. But the dilemma is about something that you've already built, some sort of security and some sort of stability. If this isn't to do with finances, it's going to be to do with creativity. It might be to do with a relationship, because wands can be about passion. And it could be the other person who's having the dilemma between security and following their heart to this brand new pathway. When the Hangman is a challenge, it can be a tough one, Aquarius, the Hangman as a challenge. Or it's an absolute fantastic time to do some psychic clearing work. Because the Hanged Man is the story about going into the space, almost like Pisces in the 12th house, where we feel we have no control over things. So tell me about the Hangman. I wish I'd done a longer reading for you now. The Hangman as a challenge is about, there's a thing between your head and your heart here, because it's the Strength card is showing up, which is about the heart. Queen of Wands and the Fool card with the Five of Wands. So there's this energy pulling you forward of vitality, of passion. And it's sort of, and with it is almost this need. It's almost like, do I go down a new pathway, or do I stay where I'm safe and secure? You know what, Aquarius, these showing up in your readings can also reflect other people's dilemmas. I've had that quite a lot, where people are going, that's not my reading, but it looks really, really like someone else's. Because other people's energy becomes our energy, no matter how much protection we do, how many boundaries we put up. It just is. And there's a dilemma between a brand new start and passion and confidence, between I need to, it's almost like the Nine of Wands is like last man standing card, going down with the ship, that sort of energy. Let me carry on. So other people's energy is a Ten of Cups, which means you've got a little bit of a break here. The Ten of Cups is a very emotionally joyful card. So other people's energy is their cups running over. So I'm wondering if that's why so much energy seems to be going into your sense. Leo and the Queen of Wands is about a sense of destiny. Every single one of us has got a sense of the purpose that we came into this world with. It's written in our DNA. That's the end of it. We can't control it. When it wants to emerge, it wants to emerge. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. Yeah. It looks like there's a lot of emergence energy for you. And if other people are happy and content, which means a lot of your energy is not going there, it's because your energy is required into, it's almost like you're trying to bring forward some sense of the reason why you were born, the sense of heart, the sense of empowerment. The Four of Wands is the central issue, and it's right next to the Ten of Cups. So I cannot help thinking, for some of you, your home life, your family life, your relationship life, there's a lot of lightness here. There's a lot of sweet energy around here, which is fantastic, because God, it's about time, yeah? And I think the biggest dilemma Aquarius are facing is about a choice. A Two of Pentacles, the dice card. It can be, shall I stay or shall I go? It could be about investing. Maybe some of you have been doing two jobs, or a business and a job, and you're trying to let go of the job to birth more of your sense of. When the Leo card shows up, Leo in the birth chart always represents our sense of destiny, this sense of special purpose. It just does. When it shows up, looking at this with these cards here and the Fool, There's a sense of wanting to bring something forward into the world. It looks like there's a lot of harmony down here, so, which means your energy is being focused on one particular point. What's the Two of Pentacles about? I think it's about, yeah, Nine of Swords. Look, sorry. So you get a Nine of Swords. This is a card of, obviously it's a card of fear. It's a card of contraction. Fear makes us contract. We go into an old story, either an old story of ours or an old story of the collective. So say that for some of you this is about thinking about leaving a job. It's like, oh my gosh, if I let go of that job, will I be able to survive? So there's a lot of cards of fear and anxiety, but look how the ending is. This is about birthing something. This is about launching the ace, something brand new, which pretty much clarifies all these cards. So as an Aquarius, this is showing up for me in bringing forward a new business. I'm not going to stop doing this, guys. I do this, but doing something else as well. But leaving behind the Nine of Wands, that which one's presented some stability for me. So this is a dilemma that we're dealing with. It's going to be showing up differently for every single one of you. For some people, this could be someone that you're dealing with. So someone that you're dealing with is struggling to let go of what once constituted their stability and their security. Two nines, but the thing is, two nines, you're one step away. You're one step away. And if this is about a relationship, it looks like there's a conclusion happening within your relationship dynamic, because they've reached a 10, which is a conclusion card. Okay. Now maybe it's this conclusion, this happiness, that's putting you in a little bit of a spin, Aquarius, because you're a little bit, oh my gosh, suddenly my life's changed. Am I ready for this change? Am I ready for this shift? I deal with it a lot, that people maybe really want a relationship, and then the relationship comes and then it's like, oh my gosh, I've got this huge transition to go through, shifting, changing. And that's about taking risks. That's about moving out of your comfort zone and taking risks. So the outcome is a definite yes. I cannot bear yes no cards. When someone asks me for a yes no reading, I squirm, yeah. But I have a few cards which are a definite yes to whatever question you have, or whatever dilemma this dice is about, which is about taking a risk. This card says, take the risk. Contraction and fear is part of the human condition. We're hardwired to feel it. But when we allow ourselves to feel it fully, the energy moves through us. And then we begin to get this courage, this energy to take risks and take chances. It looks like it's a big old fortnight for you. I sort of wish I'd done a longer reading now, Aquarius, but it's already 20 minutes and I'm trying to get something out for everyone. Hugely exciting, a little bit challenging, because the Five of Wands is a bit of a challenge. The challenge tends to be the inner battle between staying or going, making a change, staying put, and that's what makes it a challenge. And the fear makes us stay put. Fear's not negative, remember. And the Fool and the Ace of Wands is whispering in your head to take a risk, to take a chance. Deep breath, much, Much love, Aquarius. And I'll speak to you later. Bye.